Welcome. I hope you enjoy your practice. And if you do, give the video a like, maybe subscribe to the channel, and consider commenting or letting me know how it went. Thank you for being here. And we'll begin in a seat, so take any easy seat that works for you. And then once you arrive there, you might give your shoulders a roll, maybe your neck a side stretch, maybe a few half circles if that feels good. And then eventually come to stillness, your sit bones nicely planted, your shoulders more or less over your hips. And if you're comfortable closing your eyes, go there. If you prefer to squint your eyes or keep your eyes open, choose to rest your eyes on something that's not too distracting. Maybe a spot on the floor. And then bring your awareness, your attention to the sounds that are happening around you. You might notice sounds that are close by and sounds that are far away. You might notice constant sounds, or sounds that come and go, or sounds that just happen once and then fade out completely. And then move your attention from the sounds that are happening outside of you to the sounds that are happening within you. And then notice that your breath is happening and that there is a sound associated with each inhale and exhale. That sound might be really subtle or a bit more obvious. Just notice it for a moment. And then stay with your attention on your breath, but make the sound of your breath just a little bit more obvious to you. And just notice what changes you made to your breathing to make it a bit more audible to yourself. And if it's available, make your inhale just a little deeper, expanding a bit more into your chest, your rib cage. And then make your exhale just a bit longer, feeling your chest lower and your ribs draw towards the midline. Stay with your breath, and now bring a pause, a very slight one at the end of your inhale. Feeling the fullness. And then bring a slight pause to the end of your exhale, maybe feeling that emptiness. And try that for a few more cycles of breath. And then find a cycle of breath, a rhythm that is sustainable. So see what that means to you. Maybe shortening a little bit more the cycle, maybe changing something. Maybe you already found a sustainable rhythm and you stay with that. We'll take another inhale, feeling a bit more length and lift through the spine and crown of the head. And then an exhale with the eyes opening, gently lower the chin to your chest. You're looking down towards your legs, towards the floor. Draw your shoulder blades back and down and feel a bit more space in the fronts of your shoulders. There's a stretch through the back of the neck happening. Take another breath in. And then on your exhale, guide the left ear towards your left shoulder to find a stretch through the right side of your neck. Try to lift your chin away from your chest some. And then draw your right shoulder a little back and down. And take a breath here. And then we'll return the chin towards the chest. And when you're ready, take the right ear towards your right shoulder. And again, those little adjustments, the chin slightly lifting away from your chest, the back of the head pushing back, and that left shoulder drawing back and down. And take a breath here. And then bring your chin back towards your chest. And then lift your chin, looking forward. Bring the shoulders all the way up by your ears and give them a squeeze in. And then soften them down. So you're not just dropping them, you're gently releasing them down. And then try that again. Lift them up. Same speed, slowly lower down. One more, just like that. Breathing in. And breathing out. And then with your next inhale, lift your shoulders up by your ears. And on your exhale, only lower your right shoulder. As you inhale, lift. And on your exhale, lower your left. And inhale, lift. And again, right shoulder only. And inhale, lift. And left shoulder. As you inhale, both shoulders will lift. And on your exhale, soften them down. If you were sitting asymmetrically and you'd like to change your seat, you could do that, switching the legs if that feels good. Find your sit bones nicely planted once again, and then this time we'll take those arms out into a T. We're going to turn the palms up towards the ceiling, and then we'll turn the palms to face down and maybe back. And then again, palms up towards the ceiling. Feel that rotation happen all the way into your shoulders, and then palms down and back. And again, inhale, palms up, and exhale, down, maybe back. As you inhale, we'll meet with the palms facing forward, and on the exhale, right arm over left, give yourself a hug, bending elbows. Inhale, we open up, and then left arm over right, exhale as you find that hug. Inhale, open. Again, exhale, right over left. And inhale, open. And last one, left over right. As you inhale, open up those arms, turn your palms to face back, and then slide the hands behind you. See if you can interlace them around your lower back. Send the knuckles now towards the floor and broaden through your chest. Think about pushing your chest forward, up. You might even feel a stretch through the belly area, lifting your rib cage away from the hips. Take a full breath in and out. One more here, breathing in and breathing out. With your next inhale, release those arms, reach them up towards the ceiling. And on your exhale, a side bend, left hand down and reach over with your right. Pause for a breath here. Once again, think about that shoulder, right shoulder drawing back a bit more, keeping your chest, your torso broad open. As you inhale, return through center. Maybe your palms touch overhead. And on your exhale, take it to the other side. And same adjustment, left shoulder a little back and down. As you inhale, returning through center, interlacing your fingers overhead, and then turn your palms towards the ceiling. Big stretch here through the fingers, the palms of your hands, your wrists, all the way down into your armpits. Maybe you feel again your rib cage moving away from your hips. A stretch for the side waist. Another breath in. And breath out, release. We're coming into all fours, so onto hands and knees. Make your way there however you'd like. I'll meet you with your hands nicely planted, your knees nicely planted, and then give your feet a tap against the ground. Spread your toes, maybe even you feel your toenails making some contact. And then lift your feet and rotate your ankles a few times in one direction and a few times in the other. And then lower your feet, but lower onto the balls of the feet so your toes are tucked. And then send your sit bones towards your heels, pushing through your hands. You might find here that your knees get a little lighter. Maybe for some of us, the knees will float off the ground. Not needed, but if it happens, let it happen. And then we'll return to that table pose. So knees lowered if they were lifted, tops of the feet to the mat. And then we're taking it into some cows and cats, lifting through the tailbone, bringing the chest forward, maybe lifting the gaze. And then rounding through the spine as your chin draws in, your tailbone tucks. And then again, slowly inhale, cow pose. Exhale into a cat. One more just like that, breathing in, cow. And breathing out to cat. And then find that neutral spine once again. Float your right knee and give your right hip a few circles, rotating that femur bone in the hip socket. See how it feels when you take that right knee out to the side and up. You'll feel some work happening through that right outer hip, right glute. And then switch direction with your circles, maybe a little slower. And then invite that right leg to extend all the way out behind you and then plant the ball of the foot just like we did earlier, but this time with the right knee lifted. Walk your hands a little forward and then rock forward onto the top of your right foot and then rock back onto the ball of the foot. Try that again, coming forward and taking it back. And another one forward. And all the way back. Your hands can come in if you took them forward, and then right leg will rise. On your exhale, bend the knee and draw that knee into your chest. Find some rounding through your spine. As you inhale, extend that right leg, maybe lifting it up towards the ceiling. A little bit more work through your right glute. And then exhale again, bring it back in towards your nose. Now a stretch for your right glute. Inhale again, extend, maybe lift. Exhale, draw it in. And one more just like that, extend. And bring it back in. With your next exhale, lower that knee, come back into your table pose, and then lift your right hand and give your right wrist a few rotations, both directions. And then plant your right hand and do the same with your left hand. Float it, make a fist and rotate it. One direction, the other. And then return both hands down back into your table pose. And this time we'll float the left knee and we'll begin to find some circles with that left hip. And just like you did on the other side, explore how it feels to bring that left knee out to the left and up. You'll feel a little bit more work, outer hip. Continue breathing. And then switch direction. And bring that leg back through center, extend it back and plant the ball of the foot. Again, you could walk your hand slightly forward and then rock forward onto the top of the foot. And then rock back onto the ball of the foot. Try that a couple more times as you come forward, giving a stretch through the top of the foot, front of your ankle. As you go back, stretch through the sole, the calf, the back of the ankle. And then the next time that you go back, we're going to lift that right leg, inhale. And as you exhale, bend the knee, lift that left leg, bend the knee and bring it into your chest. Inhale, we lengthen. You might find a bit more lift through the leg, kind of a bit cow spine, squeeze through left glute. And then draw it in, knee to chest, maybe even to nose. Another one, inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. And then one more, inhale to lengthen. And exhale to draw it in. From here, lower that left knee down. You're back in your table pose. And then this time, another stretch for the wrist. We're going to turn the right palm up. Fingers are pointing towards your knee. And think about bringing the top of the hand towards the mat. So your hand could come a bit closer to you, a bit more weight in your legs than in your hands. And then spread your fingers and see if your fingernails can come a bit closer to the ground if they're not there already. Be gentle here, so not overdoing it. Take a breath in and out. And then return your right palm down and do the same with your left. Left palm turns up, fingers are pointing towards your knee. Top of the hand to the mat, and then maybe spreading those fingers, pressing the nails down a bit. And again, being gentle, it's a counter stretch for the table pose position of the wrists. And then as you're ready, return that right palm down. You're back in your table pose. We're taking an inhale, cow, and an exhale into cat, rounding through that spine. With your next inhale, neutral spine, sweep your feet to the side and then lower your sit bones all the way back behind you. Bring your legs in front of you. We're going to find those knees bent, the feet nicely planted wide, your hands around your shins. As you inhale, pull your chest forward, draw your elbows back. And then on your exhale, round your spine, chin towards your chest. And we'll do that again. Inhale, we'll bring ourselves forward. Exhale, we'll let ourselves draw back. Another one just like that. Inhale. And exhale. And then with your next inhale, come back through center. Frame your hips with your hands. Take a full breath in. And exhale, drop your knees towards the right. Inhale, lift the knees. Exhale, take them to the left. Inhale, lift. Again, exhale to the right. And inhale, lift. And exhale, lift. As you inhale, come back through center, heel to toe your feet in. Bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees go wide. Your hands could stay where they are and just let your knees float up and down a few times. And then once you're done with that, extend your right leg out towards the right side, bringing your left foot, if it's available to do that, bring it in a bit more towards your right inner thigh. Make sure you're on your sitting bones, or maybe you sit up onto a folded blanket or the edge of a pillow. With your next breath in, extend your arms overhead. And then as you exhale, turn your torso towards your right leg and frame it with your hands. Keep your hands close to your hips to start with. Take a breath in, lengthen spine. And then on your exhale, see if you can hinge over that right leg. So you're hinging from your hips. And then once you've got that hinge, you can let your hands maybe walk towards the foot. No need to reach for the foot. Make sure that you've got that hinge, that flexion happening through your right hip. You feel the stretch through the back of the leg. And take a breath in and out. With your next inhale, lift the spine. You could reach your arms up if that feels good. And then exhale to find a twist towards your left. Left hand slides behind you, and your right hand will cross over, maybe resting on your left thigh. You could take your gaze over your left shoulder. Keep your right shoulder down, spine long. Another breath in and out. As you inhale, come back through center. If it feels good, reach your arms tall. And exhale, release those arms down. Switching the legs, maybe with the help of your hands or without. Your left leg now goes out and your right foot comes in. Finding your seat here. And then as you inhale, sweeping your arms up. And on your exhale, turning your torso towards that left leg. Framing the leg with your hands, keep them close to your hips to start. Breathe in, lengthen, and then on your exhale, find the hinge, the flexion through your left hip to go over that left leg. Maybe then your hands walk forward, breathing in and breathing out. Another inhale. And exhale. As you breathe in, lift through your torso, reaching those arms up if that feels good. And then on your exhale, right hand behind us, left hand will cross over and we'll find a twist towards the right side. Maybe your chin, your gaze turns to look over that right shoulder. But try to keep that spine lifted, chest broad, shoulders down. That smooth, present breath. As you inhale, returning through center, maybe arms reach up. And on your exhale, release those arms down. Bend into that left knee, plant both feet, and let's come onto our back body. You could do that coming to your side and rolling over, or letting yourself slowly bring that back body onto the mat. And once you get there, your knees might come into your chest. You could rest one hand on each knee and then some circles with those knees. And then draw the knees towards your chest, but bring your hands behind your thighs and explore extending your legs towards the ceiling. Supporting them with your hands and then letting the legs be kind of passive. So you're not trying to reach up. You're keeping your sacrum nicely planted and your legs supported with your hands. A little rotation through your ankles if that feels good. A wiggle through your toes. And then release your left foot, bend into your right knee and draw that right knee into your chest. From here, figure four, reclined figure four, cross your right ankle over your left thigh and send your right knee away from you. And then you can take this into a bit more of a twist, taking this figure four all the way over to the left, planting your right foot. Your hands could rest on your torso. You could take your arms out into a T. You could take your gaze, your head to look over your right shoulder if that feels good. And then release your figure four. Bring those knees back through center. Once again, your hands behind your thighs. Extend your legs up towards the ceiling. If you're feeling comfortable keeping the legs lifted like this without your hands, you could add your arms, reach them also towards the ceiling. But make it pretty easy so your shoulder blades are staying grounded, just like your sacrum. And take a breath in and out. Another one. And then release. Right foot plants, left knee comes into the chest, give it a squeeze. And then cross your left ankle over your right thigh, finding this reclined figure four. Left knee moving away from you. And then stay here or take it into the twist, taking this figure four all the way over to the right side. Maybe arms come out into a T, maybe your head turns to look left. And then release your figure four, bring your knees back up through center, give yourself one last squeeze here. And then we'll take Shavasana, extending those legs if that feels good, but you always can keep your knees bent, resting the knees against one another. Your arms maybe rest by your side, or you relax your hands, maybe resting on the belly, torso. Allow now your breath to be whatever it needs to be. And soften into these last moments of practice, of pause, of not doing. Shavasana. And feel free to take a longer Shavasana, staying for as long as you'd like. I will end our practice here by acknowledging the practice itself, by acknowledging ourselves, our own practice, by acknowledging those who have practiced with us, and by acknowledging those who have made it possible. Ending with a word that means that the light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. Namaste.